So, Dad, I want you to repeat these words after me
Okay.
to Mama. I, Craig,
I, Craig,
always have
always have,
and always will
always will
have you, Linda,
have you, Linda,
to be my wife,
to be my wife,
to have and to hold
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poor,
for richer, for poor,
in sickness and in health,
sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish
love and to cherish,
until we are separated
until we're separated
by death.
by death.
As God is my witness,
As God is my witness,
I'm keeping my promise.
I'm keeping my promise.
And Mom, I want you to say those same words back to Daddy. I, Linda,
Linda,
always have and always will
always have and always will
hold you, Craig,
hold you, Craig,
as my husband,
as my husband,
to have and to hold
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better and for worse,
for richer, for poor,
richer for poor,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish
love and to cherish
until we are separated
until we are separated
by death.
by death.
As God is my witness,
As God is my witness,
I give you my promise.
I give you my promise.
It's so beautiful to have the chance to hear both of you say those words. Mom told me sometime back, had she known years ago when they got married the first time, when they made their vows for one another, when the magistrate said, for richer, for poor, she would have had him say, for poorer, 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 poorer.
Whole lot of sickness.
Whole lot of sickness. And then at this time, Mom and Dad have chosen to say some things to each other, and so, Daddy, we're going to let you go first.
I love you with all my heart. You look more beautiful today than you did when I first saw you at UNICEF dance at the YMCA years ago. We were introduced by my sister Joyce, and then saw you right again at Belk, and then saw you again in Stuart, Virginia. It was just meant to be. And I told the guy I was with that night that that's the girl I'm going to marry. And 50 years later, I have no regrets. You're awesome. I love you.
I just say I love you with all my heart. I've always told you I'll follow you to you drop in our place, and then we'll drop together. Just God has given me everything that I needed, everything for you, Craig. And you've been an inspiration in my lives, a spiritual inspiration that you. It's been you're a good husband. That's all I'm saying. You're just a wonderful husband, and I love you with every being in my heart.
Did you say that how many times?
I love you with every being in my heart.
Linda, did you ever have anything that you wanted to say?
Well, I just want to say thank you for being a godly example to me. If it wasn't for y'all, no doubt, I wouldn't know the Lord. The most important decision I've ever made in my life has been based on how y'all raised me. And I have watched y'all go through good times and bad times, and I've watched y'all take care of each other. Dad, all the times that I've seen Mama when you've been sick, come in there and clean you up and encourage you to go, even when other people didn't understand why Mama was encouraging you to go preach. They didn't think that you always should have been. But she knew the doctors had told her to keep you doing what you loved, because that was the bright area in your life. And she was the one, when nobody else knew it, backing you and driving you and supporting you. And then Mama, through your sickness in recent years, I've watched Daddy be there for you and take care of you, and I've heard him say it from the pulpit, how much he loves you. And y'all have just always been there for me through Sawyer's passing. Y'all were a rock to me and helped me, and no doubt if it wasn't for God and my family, there's no way I would have made it. The nights y'all held me when I cried and stood by me. And I just thank y'all for being a godly example, and thank you for always being there when I need to call and talk and cry or rejoice over something. And y'all were wonderful, and happy 50th.
She has worked for today in an unbelievable way. She has poured so much of herself into this. And Hannah, I'm grateful that you did all of that. Just come and say what's on your heart.
I just want to tell y'all that I love y'all so much. I'm just so thankful for everything y'all do for me and the girls. After Brandon left me, I didn't have anything. And I know y'all do so much for me, and I'm just so thankful. I know I complain a lot about just the way I've been raised, but at the end of the day, I'm just so thankful for it. I love y'all a lot.
Well, I wanted to read one scripture that I've seen both of you live out. And it comes from Ruth chapter 2. Naomi was preparing to leave Ruth behind. Naomi believed it wasn't best for Ruth to be with her, that Ruth needed to stay with her family, that Ruth needed to stay in her own home. She needed to stay where things were certain and sure. And yet, without knowing what the future would hold, it's really beautiful. Ruth makes a statement of endearment to Naomi. And this is what she said. Do not urge me to leave you or to return from following you. For where you go, I will go. And where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord do to me, and more also, if anything but death parts me from you. It's been beautiful to see both of you share family.